Why Jungkook is more popular in the US than other BTS members. 3 unexpected answers. 3. The first unexpected answer, Jungkook's cross. Market adaptability in the US entertainment landscape. While every BTS member has a unique vocal color and technical strength, Jungkook's vocal timbre, a blend of smooth tenor range with the ability to deliver power belts, mirrors the stylistic preferences found in mainstream American pop. US pop audiences are accustomed to hearing voices like Justin Bieber, The Weeknd, Shawn Mendes, or Charlie Puth, all of whom occupy a similar register and stylistic space. Jungkook's voice fits naturally into this mold without sounding like a forced imitation. Instead, his vocals maintain a distinct clarity that allows him to navigate between R&B, EDM, ballads, and pop rock. This versatility means that when Jungkook collaborates or releases English language tracks, the transition does not sound awkward or overly foreign. This phenomenon has been highlighted during his solo ventures, where his songs charted successfully in the United States. Even though BTS as a whole is celebrated, individual members face varying degrees of acceptance in Western markets depending on their vocal alignment with Western sonic traditions. Jungkook, by coincidence or careful cultivation, fits the mold almost perfectly. Another element of Jungkook's cross-market adaptability is his relative ease with English usage. While he has not fully mastered the language, his consistent efforts to communicate in English during interviews, concerts, and global promotions set him apart. American audiences often place high value on linguistic accessibility, and while BTS fans are willing to engage with Korean lyrics, casual listeners outside the fandom tend to prefer artists who can communicate in English. Jungkook's pronunciation in English songs demonstrates not only practice, but also a natural ear for phonetics. His covers of English language songs and his collaborations with Western producers illustrate his willingness to adapt linguistically. Unlike some other BTS members who may prioritize artistry in Korean contexts, Jungkook places visible effort into bridging the language gap. This detail, though small, significantly increases his relatability to US audiences who may not follow BTS as closely, but discover Jungkook through mainstream platforms like Spotify or radio airplay. Interestingly, Jungkook's adaptability can also be traced back to his training period influences. He has often cited American artists such as Usher, Chris Brown, Justin Timberlake, and Bruno Mars as his inspirations. These figures shaped not only his vocal style, but also his stage presence, choreography, and performance habits. As a result, when Jungkook performs in the United States, his style of delivery does not appear foreign to American audiences. Instead, it resonates as familiar yet distinct. He does not need to alter his approach drastically because his foundation already mirrors much of what the US market consumes. This training effect has created a natural alignment with American entertainment values, making his adaptability less of an intentional strategy and more of an organic outcome. Jungkook's role as a fashion ambassador has further amplified his cross-market adaptability. His partnership with Calvin Klein, one of the most recognizable American fashion houses, is an example of how his image translates effortlessly into Western branding. Unlike some other BTS members, whose brand alignments lean more toward luxury European houses, for example, Louis Vuitton, Dior, Celine, Jungkook's association with Calvin Klein is particularly relevant to the US consumer base. American fashion culture emphasizes casual wear, streetwear, and approachable yet aspirational branding. Jungkook's personal style, often simple, minimalistic, and rooted in street fashion matches this cultural framework. This alignment allows him to serve as a credible representative of American fashion aesthetics without appearing artificially styled for the market. His Calvin Klein campaigns are consumed not only by fans but also by casual audiences who recognize his suitability for the brand's US-centric identity. Beyond music and fashion, Jungkook has displayed adaptability across entertainment mediums that matter in the US cultural landscape. His participation in live performances on American award shows, his appearances on US talk shows, and his ability to adjust to different media formats illustrate his crossover potential. American entertainment often requires artists to show charisma outside of music, whether in interviews, variety segments, or viral online moments. Jungkook has gradually honed his ability to project a confident yet relatable persona in these contexts. While BTS members collectively participate in such appearances, Jungkook's adaptability is marked by how easily his mannerisms and expressions fit into the expectations of Western entertainment hosts and audiences. When examining streaming numbers, Billboard chart placements, and social media engagement specific to the US, Jungkook consistently ranks higher than most of his fellow members. This is not merely a product of fan bias, but reflects audience perception shaped by adaptability. US listeners who may not be immersed in K-pop find Jungkook's songs more accessible due to their stylistic resemblance to Western pop. Market research indicates that his solo releases in English, or partially English, often chart better in the US than Korean-only tracks by other members. While dedicated BTS fans will support all members equally, the difference lies in the casual listener base, those who engage with music organically through radio or algorithm-driven platforms. Jungkook's adaptability gives him a significant edge in capturing this demographic. 2. The second unexpected answer. Jungkook's alignment with US media logic and celebrity culture. This alignment is not necessarily the result of deliberate planning by Jungkook alone, but rather the product of industry positioning, public perception, and his own qualities that happen to match the needs of US celebrity culture. In this section, we will examine how Jungkook's visibility, branding, and narrative integration into American media structures contribute to his disproportionate popularity in the United States. The American celebrity system thrives on visibility, the ability of a figure to remain constantly present in public discourse, whether through social media, tabloid coverage, fashion campaigns, or viral content. Jungkook consistently generates visibility that aligns with these demands. His appearances at US airports, his association with Calvin Klein campaigns, and his publicized movements often trend across American entertainment media outlets. Unlike some BTS members who prefer lower public exposure outside of scheduled activities, Jungkook frequently becomes the focal point of media attention due to his combination of stage activities and offstage presence. Visibility in the American context is often equated with relevance. For US audiences, the celebrities who dominate headlines and timelines become the ones who define cultural conversations. Jungkook's ability to maintain this kind of visibility situates him firmly within US celebrity culture. American media often thrives on relatable archetypes. Jungkook's public image frequently reflects the global everyman narrative, which American audiences easily consume. This narrative portrays him as someone immensely talented, yet approachable, a balance that fits seamlessly into US celebrity storytelling. While some BTS members are framed through narratives of artistic depth, RM, suga, high fashion and exclusivity, jimin, or maturity and leadership, Jin, Jungkook often embodies the archetype of the hard-working, grounded, and universally likable figure. US outlets amplify this narrative by focusing on his casual style, his candid moments, and his visible dedication to his craft. This narrative alignment explains why Jungkook is often the focal point in American interviews, variety shows, and even fan discussions. His story aligns with what American celebrity logic seeks to highlight: relatability alongside stardom. Another essential dimension of US celebrity culture is virality, and Jungkook has become the most viral member of BTS across global social media platforms. On TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, X, and YouTube, his clips, whether from performances, live streams, or casual moments, frequently dominate algorithm-driven feeds. American media outlets increasingly rely on viral social media content as a metric of relevance. This cycle benefits Jungkook disproportionately, as his moments trend more consistently than those of other members. For example, clips of his Calvin Klein photoshoot or his casual Weverse live streams often reach American mainstream users who are not necessarily K-pop fans. This kind of algorithmic visibility is particularly important in the US, where media consumers rely heavily on social platforms to shape their understanding of celebrity culture. Jungkook's alignment with this system creates a reinforcing cycle. Virality generates media coverage, which in turn amplifies further virality. 1. The third unexpected answer: Jungkook's integration into US consumer and brand systems. The final unexpected answer to why Jungkook commands greater popularity in the United States than his fellow BTS members lies in his integration into US consumer and brand systems. While the first two answers highlighted his adaptability and alignment with US media logic, this dimension focuses on the structural and commercial side of American culture. The US entertainment industry is not just about artistry, it is deeply intertwined with consumer culture, where music, fashion, lifestyle products, and branding operate as interconnected systems. Celebrities who successfully embed themselves into these systems achieve greater visibility and longevity. Jungkook's unique integration into these consumer frameworks has given him a disproportionate edge, making him more recognizable and influential within the US than the rest of BTS. Perhaps the most prominent example of this integration is Jungkook's global ambassadorship with Calvin Klein. Unlike luxury European brands that dominate in Asia and Europe, Calvin Klein has a particularly strong cultural presence in the United States. It represents not just fashion, but also a lifestyle identity deeply embedded in American consumer culture. By becoming the face of Calvin Klein, Jungkook instantly positioned himself at the heart of US branding systems. His campaigns did not merely attract K-pop fans, but also appealed to general American consumers who are familiar with Calvin Klein as a household brand. This crossover impact is significant because it ensures Jungkook's presence in mainstream US advertising spaces, billboards, magazines, digital ads that reach far beyond the K-pop demographic. Jungkook's integration into US consumer systems also demonstrates the synergy between music and fashion. American pop stars frequently use fashion campaigns as extensions of their music careers. By adopting this model, Jungkook aligns himself with the way US audiences already perceive celebrities. For example, when his Calvin Klein photo shoots went viral, they did not exist separately from his musical identity. Instead, they reinforced his image as a pop star who embodies both artistry and style. This dual consumption, fans listening to his music while engaging with his fashion campaigns, strengthens his overall market presence in ways that BTS members without similar US-oriented brand associations cannot replicate as effectively. Beyond fashion, Jungkook has also successfully embedded himself into the US streaming economy, which dominates how music is consumed in the country. Platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube play a crucial role in shaping audience perception. Jungkook's solo songs consistently perform well on these platforms, particularly in the United States. This success is not only a reflection of BTS's fan base, but also of how his music aligns with algorithmic systems that promote Western-style pop tracks. By fitting naturally into curated playlists, radio rotations, and algorithmic recommendations, Jungkook reaches casual listeners in the US who may not actively seek out K-pop but encounter his music organically. This integration is critical because it demonstrates how Jungkook is not just supported by fandom-driven streams, but also by broader consumer-driven discovery mechanisms within US streaming platforms. The US market also thrives on merchandise culture, where celebrities extend their brand through products ranging from apparel to lifestyle items. While BTS as a whole has been highly successful in global merchandise sales, Jungkook's image often stands out in US consumer spaces. Fans and even casual followers gravitate toward his aesthetic, making his merchandise more prominently consumed. For instance, products associated with Jungkook often sell out faster, reflecting how US consumer markets respond strongly to his image as both an idol and a lifestyle symbol. His recognizable fashion, sense casual, minimal, yet aspirational, translates well into consumer products that resonate with American tastes. In the US, brand endorsements are not just supplementary, but central to how celebrities maintain relevance. Jungkook's integration into this logic is evident through his selection by brands that prioritize mass-market appeal. Unlike certain members who focus on high-fashion exclusivity or regionally concentrated endorsements, Jungkook's brand associations tend to lean toward companies with strong US market penetration. Calvin Klein is the clearest example, but his broader consumer appeal makes him an attractive choice for other American-facing campaigns as well. This endorsement logic ensures that Jungkook's face, name, and persona are embedded into everyday consumer culture in the United States. From digital advertisements to fashion outlets, he is consistently present in commercial spaces that reinforce his celebrity status beyond the music industry.